Hey everybody, this is Designers Only, and I wanted to come on. I just took my hair out of my little sat cap thing for my hair, So, if that's why my hair looks crazy or swooped to one side, that's why it is. So, I wanted to come on and do this response to a video that I made, and it was about people living miserable lives. And, I'm so, I don't know. I'm so irritated because it's like the same girl in the last video that I was talking about. This video is about her. So, here's the story. So, me and my best friend, I go and pick her up yesterday. And keep in mind, she's the one that's getting married. So, I go and pick her up yesterday, and we go to Hartville to um, the Hartville kitchen. And that's like an hour or so away from here. So, we take this little road trip and we go. And we get up there, and on the way there, when I go pick her up, she says, "Oh, well, this girl, Marilyn, we're gonna call her, but her name is Marilyn. Do you know she called you a fat nigger and a hoe ass bitch?" So I was like, okay. So my problem is, how are you going to sit somewhere and call somebody a nigger and a hoe ass bitch when first of all you can't get shit anyways? Excuse me. That's just my question, because it's like, excuse me, I have to take some Tylenol because I'm so sore today. I don't know why. But it's like, how are you going to call me a hoe ass bitch and a nigger when, first of all, I don't even like the word nigger, so. But it doesn't even faze me at all, because really, that's all she can say is nigger. So, I mean, had I came back at her with some other shit, because as soon as I heard what she called me, I called her cell phone and left it on her voicemail. I cursed her out. And I know that probably was not the Christian thing to do, but sometimes, me being the person I am, I have to look past my religion and just let people know how I feel. Because when you're going to sit somewhere and call me a nigger and say that I'm fat and all this, which I know I'm fat, I don't care, because it's my body, you don't have to live in it, so just the fuck over it. But would you sit somewhere and you call somebody that? There's an issue, because, like, who does that, you know? So, like I said, go live your miserable life somewhere else, because that's ridiculous. When you have to sit somewhere and call somebody that, all because you don't want to hear what other people have to say. And it's funny how people can lie, um, and have a whole bunch of people on your side, which I know the girl is going to do that, because that's how she is. She is always going to be like that. She will not ever change, probably, which is, it's pretty sad she won't ever change, but she's always going to be like that. Like I mentioned before, we are in college. See, she is in high school, so she is still in the mindset of everybody has to pay attention to me and blah blah blah. When you get to college, nobody pays attention to you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you were the football star, the star of the football team. Nobody cares if you were major rat, a cheerleader. Nobody cares. Excuse me. It's just, and I'm not editing this video either, so just whatever. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like I said, nobody cares if you were a cheerleader or the star of the football team. Nobody cares about that. When you get to college, that is a totally different thing. Okay? So, just pray for me, pray for her, because I'm going to need all the prayer that I can get, because when I heard that, I was so ready to go to her house and just beat her down and curse her out and all that, but I kept it classy. I called her cell phone, left it on her voicemail. That is her choice if she wants to listen to it or not, because this is harassment as of now, because that's ridiculous. That really is. So, you bring me into it, and all I'm trying to tell you is not to make other people's lives miserable because you can't get anything, and now you bring me into it. So that's harassment. I could call the police on her and have her arrested if I wanted to, but I won't do that. So everybody just pray for me and pray for her because she needs the prayer. Because that's ridiculous. When you bring somebody else into it all because people say something that you don't want to hear, then you have an issue. I mean, come on. If she was to go shave her hair off and get a wig and actually sit somewhere, maybe get some acrylic nails and sit on the computer in front of YouTube and watch somebody's makeup tutorial, she might have something going for herself. But you know, she just won't. And I understand she has a hard time. Her dad is dying of cancer, and her mother basically abandoned her. So she could go live with her boyfriend because her and her mother's boyfriend don't get along. So her mother basically abandoned her. I understand that you have issues in your life, but still, that doesn't give anybody the right to sit somewhere and call you a nigger and say that you're fat and you're a hoe ass bitch. You need to go fuck yourself. I don't know how to feel about that because that's like, you know, I just don't know how to feel about that. Like, I know I cursed her out. I feel better about that actually because I said a lot of stuff that I needed to get off of my chest because this is ridiculous. If you knew the entire story, you'd be like, oh my god, Homegirl she is out of her damn mind. Like, you really would be saying that. So, everybody just please do pray for me because that's ridiculous and, I will not subject myself to that. Um, I just want to subject myself to the name calling because, hello, name calling is, what, first grade, okay? So, that's just ridiculous, that really is. So, everybody just please pray for her because I don't know what to say or do for her, um, at this point in my life because I just feel like this is Tylenol, by the way, so yeah. I don't need people asking me if I'm taking, you know, Vicodins or crack or anything, which I'm not even on it, so if you want to ask, you ask, I'll tell you the truth. Don't even ask, I'm not doing it, so, that's just ridiculous. I understand you have problems in your life, but that does not give anybody the right to call somebody a nigger, okay? I don't even like that word anyways. And you already know how I say it, nigger, okay? I hate that word. If I grew up in the time that my mother, like my mom and my uncles and my aunts grew up and my grandma and my grandpa, I do not think I could have made it being called a nigger every day. I do not think I could have made it. So, if somebody please pray for her, pray for me, because, ooh, I really just, I feel like I want to go get her, but I will leave it in the hands of God, because I feel like He can, um, take care of that situation so much better than I can, because if I do something, I'm going to jail, okay? I already know, I can tell you I'm going to jail. If I do something, I know I am, so just let God just take care of it. He can deal with it, because I cannot do that, okay? She puts the wrong buttons on me, and here's the thing, too, I want somebody to tell me, how are you going to call, okay, let me rephrase that. How are you going to call somebody a nigger, yet you're friends with another black girl who essentially is a nigger, but you're going to sit somewhere and call me that, but you won't say that to her? Okay. Now, I have this friend that lives in Indiana, and she used to live here. We went to school with her in middle school, but she moved away before we went into high school. And I've known her since 7th grade because that's when I went into public school because I was always in private school up until 7th grade. So, so I heard that the girl texted my best friend and she's like, you need to have BJ stop calling this Maryland and, you know, stop calling in Maryland and stop harassing her and blah, blah, blah. First of all, I never called her before. So, the only time I ever called her was pretty much when me and my best friend went Cosby bowling the other day. I think it was on Friday. That's pretty much the only day I ever called her, and I prank phone called her. So, first of all, how does she even know it's me? That's what I want to know, because I blocked my number. So, that's pretty much the only time I ever called her. So, first of all, how does she know it's me? And second of all, that's not harassment. So, um, well, I guess it could be considered harassment, but not really, because I never continually called her, so really it's not considered harassment. Um, but this is harassment when you call somebody names like that, and you bring somebody else into the situation, and I'm not even part of it because it doesn't even involve me. So, you know, just pray for her, everybody, because that's ridiculous. Just pray for me because I really need it. But I'm going to let God take care of this situation because I feel like God can take care of it so much better than I can, because trust and believe me, if I were to do something, ooh, I would go to jail. I'm telling you, because I would slap her so far into 3 years from now, she'd be like, what? Where? I didn't even remember myself graduating. So, just pray for me, pray for her, or do whatever, because I'm going to need it. So, trying to take this medicine, so please pray for me. Leave it below. If you have any comments, leave it below, or make a video response, inbox me, whatever, but please pray for me. Pray for Marilyn, too, because she needs it. So, pray for my best friend, too, because she needs it, too, because right now, it's a hard time for her, and pray for her fiance, too. So, with that, I will be getting off here, so I can go take this medicine and eat this little bar. So I'll be talking to you guys later. Comments or questions, drop below or PM me. And don't remember to rate, comment. Don't forget to remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be talking to you guys later.